Hey, I'm Suzanne with Arvabelle. In this video, I'm going to go over how you can create a budget that works and how you can actually stick to it. Hopefully, by sticking to a budget, you will be able to start saving or investing, maybe paying off debt, traveling, or whatever else is important to you. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and we will get started. So I'm going to have a link in the description to the budgeting sheet that I'm going to pull up in just a minute. But before I do that, I want to go over some of the ways that you can create your budget that will make you more likely to stick to it. Before anything else, you need to set some sort of goal for yourself. If you don't have a reason to stick to your budget, you just won't. It could be a responsible goal like setting aside a certain amount of money every month to invest, or maybe paying down your debt. Or it could be a fun goal like saving for a vacation or a friend's wedding or something like that. Whatever it is, have a larger reason for budgeting. So first we'll talk about your income. You want to base your budget around what you make after taxes. So for all of my fellow self-employed people out there, that means depending on your state's tax rate, setting aside 15 to 30% of your income for good old Uncle Sam. I would also recommend creating your budget based around when you get paid. If you are okay with a month-to-month budget, that is great. But if you don't get paid monthly and instead you get paid weekly or bi-weekly, you may want to try creating your budget based around that and see how it works. Or let's say that you do get paid monthly, but you don't get paid until the 15th of every month. In that case, it may make more sense to create your budget, say from November 15th to December 15th, rather than trying to do it November 1st to December 1st when you're really getting paid in the middle of the month. I hope that makes sense. If you have a variable income like I do, that means that the amount of money that you have coming in changes from month to month. If that applies to you and you aren't getting a regular fixed paycheck, what you want to do is take your last 6 to 12 months of income and base your budget around the lowest income month that you had. Most people will say to do this for the last 3 to 4 months, but no, I am telling you the last 6 to 12 months, especially if your work is even remotely seasonal or affected by holidays, because that can change your income drastically, and you don't want to be unprepared if you have a low month or two, so it's better to base your budget around those lowest months. Now you need to figure out how much you are currently spending and what your needs actually are. You want to be recording all of your expenses. Go through your bank and your credit card statements and record every transaction that you've made for the last 3 to 4 months. You can do this in a spreadsheet or on a piece of paper, however you want to do it. Just make sure that you sit down and you actually look at every single thing that you are spending. It can be a tedious process to go through the last few months of expenses, but it's really important that you do it. The difference in what we think we spend versus what we are actually spending can be quite surprising. So if you have never done this before, just be prepared for a bit of a surprise. So then you want to go through and you want to categorize your expenses so that you know exactly where you're spending your money. And right off the bat, you will probably be able to identify a few areas where you can cut back or cut them out completely. You may find that you have some recurring monthly charges that are sort of going under the radar. If you notice that you are subscribed to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and you forgot to cancel your HBO subscription after Game of Thrones ended, there you go. You just found where some of your money is mysteriously disappearing to every month. And I've said this in another video, but ideally you want to know your personal finances so well that you, off the top of your head, know how much you have coming in every month and how much you have going out every month. In order to stick to your budget, you need to be realistic with how much you are actually trying to cut back. In my opinion, it is better to go slow and steady and to stick to your budget than to try to make such a drastic change that you end up not following your budget because it wasn't sustainable. If you need to cut back in a drastic way to make a payment on time or to pay off debt or something like that, go for it, do what you need to do, but start having a longer term budgeting plan that you will actually be able to stick to. That way you're not always stuck in the cycle of overspending one month and then cutting back the next month, overspending the next month, and then cutting back the next month. Now I will pull up the budgeting spreadsheets that I made. So like I said, the link to this will be in the description below. and you put in your email, it will send you this Google Drive link, and all you have to do to be able to edit it is go to File, Make a Copy, and that will copy it to your drive, and then you can edit it from there. And it's free. All I ask is that you like this video and subscribe if you like free things. So you'll see a few different pages down here. Over here on the first sheet, which is what we are on right now, we have estimated and budgeting columns on everything, and then the actual amount that you spend. So we have income at the top over here, and then also at the top where it should be is debt payments and investing and saving. I purposely put these at the top because this is what you should be doing first. As long as you have a roof over your head and food on the table, you need to be paying yourself first, putting money towards emergency funds, investments, paying off debt. Take care of all of that first, and then you can spend whatever is left over. If you know that you have a hard time getting yourself to set aside money every month for saving or for investing or paying off debt, set up automatic transfers so that you don't even have to worry about it. You don't really even have to see the money. It's sort of out of sight, out of mind. And whatever you have left after those automatic transfers, that is what you have to work with in your budget. And we have a bunch of different categories down here. Customize this however you need to. Like if you don't have kids but you have a business or something like that, just change it, make it work for you. I didn't put a column on here for sinking funds, but if that is a budgeting method that you like to use, you can totally add that. On this second page, we have a monthly expense tracker. So you can do this to track your expenses every month to see which accounts money is coming out of. And actually, you can use this also for recording your last 3 to 4 months of expenses. You can just go down, select these 2 rows, and drag it down, and you have a million rows to record all the times that you went to Chipotle in the last 3 months. This third page is just for recurring expenses and to keep track of which ones that you've paid and when. And the fourth page is a net worth tracker, or your very own personal balance sheet. I think that tracking your net worth is especially great if you are paying off debt or if you are working on building your investments, because it makes it really easy to see your progress or if you aren't making enough progress. So your net worth is all of your assets minus the liabilities. So that's money that you have minus money that you owe. And when you enter numbers up here, it will make a nice little graph for you down here. And this is fun to watch as your net worth goes up. And you may find if you do have a lot of debt or you have a lot of outstanding loans, your net worth may be negative, and that's okay as long as you are working on getting it to 0 and then getting it to a positive number. I really do hope that this provides some value for someone out there. And again, the link to this spreadsheet is in the description down below. Remember to subscribe and drop a like. I hope that this makes it a little bit easier for some of you to start tracking your expenses. Also, remember to follow us on Instagram and visit our blog, arvabelle.com. Thank you guys so much for the support, especially Ryan Giffen, Adventures and Us Investing, Alicia Does Adulting, and Squintillions. Y'all are awesome. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video.